ta ta sa da
Members of the Executive Committee of the Temple of Understanding, gentlemen and ladies and dear friends. It's a very joyous occasion for all of us of the Temple of Understanding and the Walk of Hope, which has become a movement in our country. So on the occasion of the Silver Jubilee of the Temple of Understanding and the Dr. Karan Singh Interfaith Harmony Award celebration, we are truly beholden to all the friends who are assembled here for this joyous and happy occasion. Ladies and gentlemen and dear friends, it gives me great joy to welcome Honorable Vice President of India, Dr. Mohammad Hamid Ansari Sahab. I'd like to present him this bouquet.
Thank you so much.
And also a bouquet with the lily, white lily, for Shri M, our reverend and esteemed. And now I'd like to invite Honorable Dr. Karan Singh to kindly take us forward.
Honorable Vice President of India, Janab Hamid Ansari Sahab, Shri M, participants in this historic walk of hope, the Asha Yatra, who have already covered 6,000 kilometers from Kanyakumari, where I flagged it off, and still have another 1,500 kilometers to go to reach Kashmir. Members of the Executive Committee of the Temple of Understanding and our friends and supporters, representatives of the press and electronic media, and dear friends. A very warm welcome to all of you on the occasion of the Silver Jubilee of the Temple of Understanding, India. This is part, of course, of a worldwide movement known as the Interfaith Movement, which seeks to try and bring together people of different religious denominations in a harmonious dialogue. This began in a way in 1893 with the first Parliament of the World's Religions in Chicago. And that was a great gathering. And Swami Vivekananda made a dramatic entry there and had a tremendous influence. And I just want to read one sentence from his speech, from his opening speech. He said, "Sectarianism, bigotry, and its horrible descendant, fanaticism, have possessed long this beautiful earth. It has filled the earth with violence, drenched it often and often with human blood, destroyed civilizations, and sent whole nations to despair. Had it not been for this horrible demon, human society would be far more advanced than it is now. Unfortunately, the horrible demon is still alive and kicking. And indeed, in the last few years, it has become a major threat to human civilization itself. And that, I think, lends a peculiar urgency and significance to the interfaith movement. Religion has a mixed record in history. Much that is great and noble in human civilization, art and architecture and literature and dance and music and the great spiritual texts and so on, can be traced back to one or other of the great religions of the world. On the other hand, more people have probably in history been killed and massacred and blown up and tortured in the name of religion than in any other name. And it is a curious thing, Ansari Sahab, that every religion looks upon its deity as being compassionate. I am a worshipper of Lord Shiva. Karpur Gaurum Karunavataram, the avatar of compassion. Muslims start their prayer, Bismillah, Rahman Rahim, the merciful, the beneficent. Christians believe that Lord Jesus mounted the cross to atone for the sins of humanity. Every religion looks upon its particular version of the divine as being compassionate. And yet, these compassionate religions and others have created havoc and continue to do so. And therefore, India in particular has a responsibility. This is the land where all the great religions of the world flourish. The vision of the seers of the Upanishads when they say, Vedaham etam purusham mahantam aditya varanam tamasa parastat. I have seen that great being shining like a sun beyond the darkness. That is the true purpose of religion. Not fighting each other, not destroying each other, not threatening each other. And therefore the Temple of Understanding is committed to this interfaith harmony. And we have instituted an Interfaith Harmony Award for the first time in recognition of our Silver Jubilee. And in order to give that award, we could not think of anybody better than Mumtaz Ali Khan, known now around the world as Shri M. A most remarkable man who is undertaking, Ansari Sahib, a most remarkable trek. He's walked 6,000 kilometers from Kanyakumari, and wherever he's gone on the way, they've had meetings. Every stop, there's a meeting, there's an interfaith meeting, there are kirtans, there are bhajans, there are prayers, interfaith prayers, and he's interacted with lakhs and lakhs of people on the way. That is real grassroots work. Because sometimes we can talk theory of interfaith, but how do you actually put that into operation? How do you project that onto the ground? And that is what Shri M has done. And we thought there would be no better person than Shri M to be the first recipient of this Interfaith Harmony Award. So I would now request the General Secretary of the Temple of Understanding to read out the citation, after which the award will be presented. But before that, where are the plaques that I have got to give to these?
Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Muhammad Hamid Ansari Sahib, Honorable Dr. Karan Singh, Revered and esteemed Shri M, Honorable Dr. B.P. Singh. Here is the citation. Shri M, spiritual guide and social reformer and educationist. His transformational journey from a young boy to a living yogi is best described as a fascinating story symbolized by single-minded discipline and dedication. At the age of 9, his spiritual transformation was initiated by his future master, Maheshwarnath Babaji, who met him under a jackfruit tree in the compound of his house in Thiruvananthapuram. Though only fleeting, this meeting definitely set the stage for their future reunion in the Himalayas. The next decade saw him go through a range of experiences, both material and mystical. At 19, he embarked on his journey to the Himalayas seeking a true master. His fortitude was rewarded by the luminous appearance of his guru, Maheshwarnath Babaji, who initiated him into the Nath tradition. The next 3.5 years, he lived and traveled extensively throughout the Himalayas with his master. Traveling extensively unto the present day, he has quietly gone about his life's mission, teaching and guiding people as per his master's instructions. Conversant with teachings of most major religions, Shri M says, "Go to the core. Theories are of no use." In 2011, Shri M wrote his memoir, Apprentice to a Himalayan Master, a Yogi's Autobiography, which became an instant bestseller. He has also written books like Wisdom of the Rishis, the Three Upanishads, Ishavasya, Keno, Mandukya, then Little Guide to Greater Glory and a Happier Life, Jewel in the Lotus, Deeper Aspects of Hinduism. And over the years, he has worked tirelessly, and he established many institutions like the Satsang Vidyalaya, the People Grove Tree School, the Swasthya Kendra, the Manav Ekta Mission, the Sarva Dharma Kendra, and the Walk of Hope. The Walk of Hope is an endeavor to restore the innate spirituality of the nation, rekindling true faith and rejuvenating the spirit of hope, love, peace, harmony, and oneness. In view of his yeoman services, we, the Temple of Understanding, are pleased to bestow the first Karan Singh Harmony Interfaith Award on the occasion of the Silver Jubilee celebrations. Thank you.
The Honorable Vice President, Sri Hamid Ansari, Janab Hamid Ansari. Dr. Karan Singh, Member of Parliament and the head of this organization, which is the Temple of Understanding. Dr. Merchant, who's a good friend of ours, whom we have known for some years now. Then Dr. B.P. Singh, Vice President of the Temple of Understanding, whose name I had heard for many years, but for the first time I was meeting him. And all the distinguished guests in front of me, ladies and gentlemen, old friends, and those who have been walking with me, to whom I am eternally indebted. Thank you very much, all of you. Dr. Karan Singh has talked. Dr. Merchant has said, so you know the idea of what the walk is all about. I will only have a brief introduction, which is why people call me Shri M. Many people ask me, why do they call you Shri M? Don't you have a name? The reason is that when I was born, my parents named me Mumtaz Ali Khan. We are settlers from the north, of course, in Kerala. And the first letter of Mumtaz is M. Babaji, who was my teacher, although he belonged to the Nath Sampradaya, I don't think he could be fitted into any Sampradaya. He was universal in his outlook. And he called me Madhukar Nath, which again is M. And then, above all, I love it when I'm called as M, because M is the first letter of Manav, or Manushya, if you put it in Sanskrit. So, cutting across religious and other barriers, I am very happy to be called M. When I sign, I don't even add Shri, I'm simply M. Some friends have added the Shri, but I have only one. Honorable Vice President, before the walk, few days before, he asked me a very relevant question. He said, after you finish your walk to Kashmir, where will you make your center and start working? He said, all people who have walked have afterwards stopped somewhere and started work. So we also need to do this. And from the response that we have got, which of course with great happiness I must tell you, with thankfulness, that the Temple of Understanding and Dr. Karan Singh, though he is so elder, I don't want to call him a friend because it would be like equality. He has consented, the Temple of Understanding has consented to give us this award. It's not mine, it's yours, all you Padyatris for humanity. Because if I am a Manav and I am M, you're all M. There's no non-Manav anywhere here. So it's for all. And I'm very, very thankful. And because of this, I think we are being encouraged to go further. And I feel that this walk will achieve its purpose at some point or the other. As they say, God willing. Thank you very much. Once again, thanks to the Temple of Understanding. Thank you very much.
Dr. Karan Singh ji, Shri M, the awardee this evening, Dr. Merchant, General Secretary of the Temple of Understanding India, Dr. B.P. Singh, Vice President, Temple of Understanding India, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. This is a joyous happening. We have gathered here to celebrate the conferring of an important award on a distinguished person who has contributed his bit so meaningfully to making our world a better place. I felicitate Shri M and commend the jury for making this choice. Friends, societies are living entities that respond to challenges of changing times. India is no exception to it. In the globalizing world of the 21st century, spaces have shrunk, traditional practices are being eschewed, and new means of communication, apart from the good they bring, are also facilitating the communication of prejudices and mischief. Each of these impedes the effort to understand the other, who may be a neighbor, a fellow citizen, a fellow human being. In November 1995, and pursuant to earlier UN General Assembly resolutions, the General Conference of UNESCO adopted a declaration of principles on tolerance that defined as respect, acceptance, and appreciation of the rich diversity of the world's cultures, our forms of expression and ways of being human, adding that tolerance is harmony in difference, and is not concession, condescension, or indulgence, and that it is not only a moral duty but a political and legal requirement for the replacement of the culture of war by a culture of peace. We need to challenge ourselves to see beyond the stereotype and preconceptions that prevent us from accepting others. And yet, principles, however lofty and relevant, will remain in the realm of the ideal unless they are accompanied by an implementing methodology. And we have one instance sitting right here. It is here that dialogue becomes an imperative necessity. It is only through dialogue that misunderstandings are removed and understanding promoted. I commend the effort on the part of all individuals and groups who indulge in this noble venture. Jai Hind.
Respected Rashtrapati ji, Dr. Karan Singh ji, the guide, the social reformer and the educationist of the evening, Sri M, Dr. Merchant and friends. I have a simple task to perform. This is one of those special evenings that rarely comes in the life of even a public intellectual or a civil servant or a public leader. When you are actuated by a strong desire to make you feel, experience something which is intangible, that is love, something which has kept India going for centuries, that is hope, which is also the basis of Indian democracy. And today it is also significant that we have 25 years of the Temple of Understanding. And the Temple of Understanding, led by Dr. Karan Singh, has chosen to honor a person who has given a new reality to the Indian reality which has persisted for centuries. and that is that love can unite us, that religions must not clash, that civilizations don't clash, savagery does. And then there are ways to lift yourself above that. I really feel happy to have been a part of this, and I hope that Sri M, who is one of the finest expressions of Indian civilizational experience, will help us generate, not only in India but beyond, moral and ethical people who will build a much better world for our children, grandchildren, and their children. I thank the Honorable Vice President for his scholarly address. I really have no words to say about Sri M, who has made himself the physical and the spiritual symbol of what is best in India's culture and civilization. And I salute him on behalf of all of you.
तब शुभ नामे जागे, तब शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तब जय गाथा। जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे, जय हे, जय हे, जय 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 हे।
Da, da.